given where we are in the market and the partnership we have with OpenAI. There's not a single industry in this world that consumes more generative AI services than banking and insurance. And that's something that completely astonishes me. There's a little lie in there, which is there's one industry that consumes a little bit more, which is telco and media, but that has a large number of big social media companies in there, which is just an unfair comparison. We are really at the forefront of embracing this technology, and that makes me incredibly proud. So I want to start off with that, and when I was thinking through what have we learned over the last almost 2 years now since GenAI is with us, and what can I share with you in 15 minutes, I came up with these 3. So let's start with the first one, more than create. This is GenAI, my very, very simplified version of generative AI. It can do 3 things. It can understand us, what we want. It can reason, even before the O1 model. It could reason over data, reason over inputs, and it creates outputs. Now, the problem with that is that we tend to over-index, overemphasize the last part, the create part. And I understand why, because it's exciting. It can summarize the latest regulatory texts that are coming in. It can write code for me. It can do fantastic pictures and images. The create part, it's in the name. It's generative AI. That's why we're so excited about it. But what we don't pay enough attention to is the very first one, the understand part. It naturally understands us. And that is of fundamental importance because it completely reshapes the way that we interact with technology. Whether it's our phones, whether it's our laptops, it doesn't matter, and everything that runs on them. It's a fundamental new way to interact with technology. And now, the best way that I can always show this is because we're a room full of people that have been living and breathing banking or insurance for our lives. We've all sat in front of an Excel sheet at some point. And what we would normally do is, we have a lot of numbers. We would go to a pivot table, we write a formula. If you're really good, we do a macro. If you're really, really good, you do some Python in there. Now we don't need to anymore. Instead of clicking and writing, we just ask, and GenAI does. And that's a fundamentally different way to use technology, and it doesn't just apply to Excel. It's just an example that we all know and are familiar with. It applies to everything and anything, and that's really transformational. We don't pay enough attention to that.